Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. We are finishing up our look at the divisional future odds from Bovada Sportsbook here at sportsbookreview.com. Taking a look at the AFC West, a division that obviously has a huge favorite in it, but is that huge favorite a lock to win the division? We'll find out here as the Denver Broncos come in from Bovada at minus 300 to win the AFC West this season. That's obviously huge chalk for this team, but against the division that's probably going to regress some outside of the Broncos this season, probably a pretty fair price according to their team. The Denver Broncos have just gotten extremely better this season. This offseason. Look like their defense is going to be a little more solid. They added Emmanuel Sanders to replace Eric Decker, so their offense shouldn't miss a beat. As long as young Monty Ball is ready to take on that workhorse load at running back after the departure of Noshan Moreno, this team is obviously going to win the division rather easily. I don't see any of the other three teams playing as well as they did last year, especially the Chiefs, who we'll talk about in just a second. But at minus 300, even though they do seem like a lock, I don't think the Broncos have enough value to really lay this much chalk in this instance. The Kansas City Chiefs come in next at plus 550. They're one of two teams at plus 550 from Bovada this season to win the AFC West. And even though the Chiefs really gave Denver a run for their money last season, I'm not quite sure that they're going to be as good as they were last season. They lost several key players, Brandon Flowers and Akeem Jordan on defense. They lost Brandon Albert, their star left tackle, on offense. Those are three really huge names to replace for this team, and it really could make this team regress just a little bit. Remember, they still have Alex Smith as their quarterback, and I don't think they're going to sniff any sort of championship, even if it is just divisional, while he's their quarterback. It just doesn't seem like the Chiefs are going to have as much upside and really catch people off guard like they did last season. I mentioned the other plus 550 team from Bovada. That would be the San Diego Chargers, who come in next. I think the Chargers actually should be ranked above the Kansas City Chiefs this season, surprisingly enough. Even though their offense is a little young outside of course Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates, I think they have a lot of upside this season to potentially make the playoffs once again and get in that wild card round like they did last year, of course, where they won a game. Now, their defense is where things are going to get dicey here. Obviously, they had a really good run defense last year, but their pass defense was atrocious, and that's an area that they're going to have to improve upon if they want to make the playoffs in the AFC. Now, is 9 wins going to be enough to make the playoffs in the AFC again? I'm not sure. It could be, but it really might come down to tiebreakers if indeed that is the case. But the San Diego Chargers have a good amount of upside here on both sides of the ball, especially if they can fix those pass defense issues from last season. Do not sleep on the San Diego Chargers now. I don't think they're going to win this division. However, I do think they could be a solid ATS bet going forward. And finally, we have the Oakland Raiders, one of the biggest, if not the biggest underdog in all of the divisional future odds from Bovada at plus 1,800 to win this division. Of course, Oakland really not going to win more than 5 or 6 games this season. They really spent a lot of money on veteran stopgap measures, which was a little bit questionable, I think, for most people this offseason. And even though their defense should be pretty solid, I'm not quite sure they're going to hold any sort of value, especially not in the future odds, and probably not against the spread either. As long as their offense stays healthy, with new quarterback Matt Schaub, of course, I think they'll be all right, but really a lot of holes still left in this team in the midst of a multi-year rebuilding project, and it's not the year to bet on value of the Oakland Raiders. But that'll do it for the AFC West. Make sure you check out all the other 7 divisions future odds update and all 32 teams future odds updates as well. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.